So the magic of low-hanging fruit. You're walking through a beautiful field and all of a sudden you see a tree. And right at the bottom there you go, wow, look at that juicy apple. I couldn't just take that first juicy apple that's just hanging right towards the bottom. I think I'm going to look up a little bit and I'd feel better about myself if I grab that apple that's just out of reach. I'm not going to take that one on the bottom because maybe I'll want it for later. So it's easy to get just in case if things don't work out for me continuing to reach higher. And then later on, you come to realize that you've been wasting a lot of energy to get those higher up apples, and you could have used the lower apples to actually give you the energy, build up the fortitude, get the support to then buy things to more easily reach the apples on top, an extension arm, something like this. So whether it's music, art, business, I can only really speak to myself. And I can tell you that a lot of times I've made life harder than it needed to be when it comes to trying out new fancy gear, trying to play at certain venues before maybe I was ready to pull enough people to go there. And I've come to find that typically the easiest way forward is, what are you the best at doing? What can you start immediately? Instead of investing in stuff, is there anything that you have that you could learn how to use better? And effectively getting your bang for your buck on anything that you're doing is finding that low-hanging fruit. For instance, on YouTube, I made a video about cleaning harmonicas, how I clean my harmonicas. There was nothing fancy about it. I just simply showed how I do that. And that video is generating so many views because it adds value to the people that are watching it. It's simple to understand. You know exactly what you're gonna get. And I didn't need to buy anything new to do it. I could just make the video immediately. Something easy you can do is going to be the most useful thing that you can do right now. So if you don't know where to get started within your own field, think about, what are you the best at? If you were to have an opportunity to pitch yourself to a client for money right now and you really couldn't fail, you needed the money to buy your food for tonight, what would you do for them right now that would give them the most value and that you can just crank it out? You can just keep doing that thing and continue to make money. For me, it's playing acoustic guitar with my acoustic loop pedal setup at gigs. I'm so comfortable with my rig with that, and I have another rig that I built which is more complex. And I found that while some people love that and I love it, it kind of pulls me away from the audience and being able to focus on them because I'm so focused on that. As I continue to grow, as I continue to pick my low-hanging fruit, which is effectively just playing music in the most comfortable way that I can play music in front of as many people as I can and is making as much money per gig as I can. And as my audience grows on YouTube, as my audience grows in public, eventually there's going to be a bigger distance between myself and the audience. There's going to be a big old stage to where, okay, now I can start looking at this more complicated or fancy setup to where folks are going to be really paying attention to my show a lot more than maybe socializing to. And so my recommendation to you is to pick your low-hanging fruit, because it's going to give you the resources you need to reach for the higher fruit. When you run out of the low-hanging fruit, you're going to feel so motivated and you're going to have felt the support from people around you who already value what you do. You're going to feel encouraged because you'll have found success in that. And then the apples halfway up the tree, those are now your low-hanging fruit. I hope that this video was super helpful to you. If it was, please like and subscribe, and also share it with somebody who you think needs it, because sometimes I have people asking me, I don't know where to get started. I have all these ideas, like I want to be a YouTuber, whatever it is, things that can sustain us through multiple failures until we hit that next piece that we go, oh, of course I should have just been doing this the whole time. I can additionally recommend a book, which is The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. That is an incredible book. If you are an artist in any capacity, I highly suggest you listen to or read that book. Much love, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.